The debate over honouring Tipu Sultan in Karnataka is back in focus after Congress MLA Tanveer Sait vowed that he would install a 100-foot statue of Tipu Sultan either in Mysuru or Srirangapatna. His party leader Srirangapatna supported the move, saying doesn't Tipu deserve it. The Congress says that the youth of the country needs to be reminded of Tipu's contribution towards the freedom struggle. First, let's listen in to what Tanveer Sait said.
अगर टीपू सुल्तान शहीद रहमतुल्लाह अलैह का 100 फीट का ऐसा पुतला बनाने की हम कोशिश करेंगे।
The Congress MLA statement triggered a war of words between the Congress and the BJP. The BJP reminded the Congress that Tipu was a tyrant who butchered hundreds of Hindus, and those who support him will be sent home by the Janta. Listen.
Madly bidi papa. इसकी ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಡಿಸರ್ವ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋರು ತನ್ವೀರ್ ಸೇಠ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅವರು
ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಯಾರು ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಂಬಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಜನ ಅವರನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is Captain Ganesh Karnik of the BJP. Anurag Naidu, author, is with us. Also with us is Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of the JDS. Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, also joins us. Let me start with you first, Syed Aslam Pasha. The question that is being asked by the BJP is that this is also a person, while he may have very well fought the British, and there's no two ways about it, it's a recorded piece of history, but the BJP also says that he was someone who has a track record of brutality against Hindus and Christians, and perhaps that's why he shouldn't be celebrated in this manner. Your response to him?
Madhav, first of all, let me tell you, Tipu Sultan is the Tiger of Mysore. Tipu Sultan is the martyr of our nation. Tipu Sultan is an able administrator. Tipu Sultan is the one who has helped the women, who has helped the Dalit women to regain their respect. Tipu Sultan is the person who has helped the scheduled caste people to regain their respect. Tipu Sultan is the pioneer of rocketry, and there is mispropaganda. There is a propaganda against Tipu Sultan who talk about he is against Hindus. Let me tell you, the Srirangapatna temple, he has given land to build Srirangapatna temple. He has given 4 silver bowls weighing half a kg. And let me tell you, whoever is telling Tipu Sultan is against Hindus, let me tell you, whoever is
does that take away?
Whoever is saying Tipu Sultan,
no, these are all very laudable things.
The Marathas, no, Madhav, let me 30 seconds. When the Marathas attacked the Sringeri Mata is considered as one of the dham. Out of the 4 dhams of Hindus, one of the dham in south is Sringeri Mata. It is Raghunath Rao Patwardhan. Under his command, the Marathas plundered and destroyed the Sringeri Mata, the Sharada Pita. It is Tipu Sultan who reconstructed the Sharada Pita of Sringeri Mata.
Okay.
And if anybody says that Tipu Sultan is against Hindus, it's a wrong propaganda. The fake nationalists.
Okay, you've made a number of points, sir.
Pseudo-nationalists.
You made a number of points. Now, Mr. Pasha, please calm down. Listen to the other side as well. I want Captain Karnik to come in on this. Yes, Captain Ganesh Karnik. Your response to Syed Aslam Pasha.
Madhav, good evening, and good evening to all the panelists. Number one, why this issue has been taken up by none other than a former minister of Congress. I have few questions for the Congress. Let them openly come and admit that Tipu Sultan fought only the British to save his kingdom. Number one. He had nothing to do with the freedom movement at all. Number one is that.
Oh, is it?
Number two, Tipu Sultan and his father, Hyder Ali, they were earlier employed by the Mysuru dynasty, and by cheating them, by backstabbing them, they took over the, Mysuru dynasty. Somebody talked about the good governance. All the good governance that happened in Karnataka was by the Mysuru dynasty. There is nothing to say that Tipu has done something good for the country or the state. The other point is, which you brought out very clearly, that the Christians, the Hindus, the Kodavas were brutally murdered, massacred. There is a place which is called as Tipu Fall, where people were filled in gunny bags and thrown down and killed. And he was responsible for destroying almost all the Hindu temples. Some symbolism
Right.
which my colleague is mentioning, it was only in distress he has done it. When everything was going against him, he tried to appease. And all that presents he has made is the present which he looted from the Hindus. Even the
Absolutely no.
temple desecration
False.
stands as a example in Srirangapatna today, where temples were converted into mosques. And moreover,
Madhav, it's
what is-
Mr. Pasha, nobody
absolutely
interrupted you, sir. Sir,
wrong
please.
information
No,
being
Mr.
spread.
Pasha, this is not fair.
No.
Let him make his point. He has as much of a right to make a point as you did. Nobody interrupted you. I'm allowing Mr. Karnik to make his point. Please, let him finish first. Yes.
Who talk about erecting a statue in memory of a cruel king of this state on the eve of a statue for Kempegowda is being erected. Kempegowda was a noble king. Today, what Bangalore is today, it is only because of Kempegowda's contribution. Throughout the length and breadth of this state, Kempegowda is respected and recognized as a benevolent king of this state.
Okay.
So, on the eve of, Kempegowda statue is being unveiled.
Right.
They are talking of, Tipu Sultan by comparing him with Kempegowda. It
Okay.
is absolute rubbish and nonsense. Nowhere in this state a statue for Tipu Sultan will be allowed to be erected either in Mysuru.
All right, you're
you
trying
to
to
say that?
equate.
Who are
All
you?
right, this attempt to equate Kempegowda with Tipu Sultan is a
Absolutely
non-starter, says Captain Karnik. Please respond on that point, Aslam Pasha.
Madhav, first of all, there is no question of equating Nada Prabhu Kempegowda with Tipu Sultan. We have huge respect for Nada Prabhu Kempegowda, and it is the BJP which is trying to bring in that false narrative here. When you talk about Tipu Sultan, there are so many wrong facts which Mr. Karnik has brought in now. Mr. Karnik, can you deny the fact that in Kerala, the Nayars and the Nambodaris, right, they never used to allow women to wear the clothes on their chest? It is Tipu Sultan who has helped the women to regain their respect. It is the upper caste who never allowed the
Absolute
Dalits
nonsense.
to drink water in the
Absolute
wells which are
nonsense.
given by
Absolute
Brahmin.
nonsense.
Tipu
never did all
what
that.
absolute rubbish? There is a gazette in that. There is a
Tipu's
gazette.
Janana,
Read
you
the
talk of
history.
Tipu's
What
Janana and the
rubbish?
women he
What rubbish?
captured and kept in
You
Janana.
have no
It's absolute
information.
nonsense.
You have not read history. Please read the
History
history.
written by
What
people
do you
like
mean
you.
rubbish? It is there
You're
in the
not
gazette.
gone and lived there. You're not
The
talked to
Dalit
the
women
Nayars.
were not
You're
allowed
not
to
talked
wear.
to the
The
Nambudiris
Dalit women
of
were not allowed to
Kerala.
wear clothes on the upper body. It is the upper caste men who used to take tax. It is Tipu Sultan who came to Kerala and he punished the Nayars. He punished the Nambodaris and he allowed the women to regain their respect.
Once again, Mr. Syed
These
Aslam Pasha,
upper caste
Mr. Syed
men
Aslam
never
Pasha,
allowed
even if
drink
that is
water
indeed
from the
true.
well.
Once again, let's just now answer my questions now. Just calm down and answer some questions. Yes, Mr. Karnik, I'm coming to you. Is it not a fact that Tipu Sultan murdered about 700 Mandya Iyengar men, women and children in broad daylight, and that too on Diwali? Isn't that a documented fact? Well, and also the fact that if Tipu Sultan is a freedom fighter, what kind of a freedom fighter is this? Who's killing 700 people? Also, the Mangalore Christians have accused in the past that Tipu Sultan has been whitewashed because the ruler forcibly converted the ancestors to Islam with his decision of
Absolutely
celebrating
not
Tipu
true.
Jayanti. So clearly, isn't it an insult to all these individuals whose ancestors have been so brutally butchered or converted?
There is a place called Netar Kere. A Kere means a lake. Netar means blood.
Can I
There is
answer
a
that?
lake
Madhav,
in
that question to me?
Mangalore where Christians were murdered and put in that lake. That became Netar Kere. And there is a place called Tipu Drop in a place called Gadaikal. Where people were taken and they were dropped from there.
Any
And he is
ruler
talking
will have a
of,
punishment.
Small issue.
It was not a democratic
Kerala
India
had
at
a
that time.
culture and
Any
they have
ruler,
reformed themselves.
any
It
ruler,
is not
any
because
king
of,
will have a capital
Tipu
punishment.
Sultan's diktats. Tipu Sultan was a cruel king. He killed people, he converted people, he
is
destroyed
cruel.
temples.
He
There is
is
no
cruel.
way you can erect
Who
a
are against his
statue
kingdom.
of
He is
Tipu Sultan in
cruel
Karnataka state.
against. He
You
is
go to
cruel
Kodwas,
against
in
the people
Velukote, they
who
don't
used to
celebrate
torment
Deepavali
the
even
Dalits.
now.
He is
Because of the
cruel
massacre
against the
in
people
Velukote.
who used to torment the Dalits.
Okay.
I have a simple question to you. But in every, Mr. Karnik, I have a simple question to you. Mr. Karnik, I have a simple question
No,
to you.
Mr.
When the
Pasha.
Marathas attacked, when the Marathas attacked the Sringeri Mata in 1781.
Let him go
under
and
the
ask why
leadership of
Melukota people are not-
Raghunath
No, but
Rao.
Mr. Pasha, you're not answering my question.
Raghunath Rao.
I asked you about these 700 Mandap Iyengars who were killed. What about those who were converted in Bangalore? You've not answered any of those points. Are those also factually inaccurate? Will you say that that's also factually not true?
Anybody who says Tipu Sultan is against Hindus is absolutely factually incorrect.
So what
He's
about
the
all these
most secular
butcheries?
king.
How do you
I would
explain him
Madhav,
killing so many people?
I would want you to visit, Madhav, I would want you to visit all the forts built by Tipu Sultan.
No, he has built
In
ports,
front
he
of
was in touch
every
with the
fort,
French for missiles,
in
all of
front
that is
of
well
every
documented,
fort,
sir.
you
But
see
does
a
that
temple.
take away from the brutality of his regime?
When there is a war happening against the Marathas, obviously any king who is fighting against another
He joined
king,
hands with
there will be
French
brutality in the
kingdom
war.
to fight
Is
against.
that
You're saying these
something
brutalities
new?
are justified in the
This
name of war?
Hindutva gang, this
You're saying these
Hindutva
brutalities
gang,
are justified in the name of
they're
war,
actually-
Mr. Pasha? What kind of logic is that?
Right. Now,
I mind you, several
can I
of these
give-
incidents took place before he went to war with the British.
Absolutely, you're factually incorrect. The numbers which are quoted about Melkote are absolutely incorrect.
What is the correct
Absolutely
number?
Incorrect.
What is the number?
So I am asking one simple thing. When the Marathas attacked the Sringeri,
You're not answering my question and you're going on asking questions. Mr. Aslam Pasha, this is the problem. Let me bring in others now. Anurag Naidu.
Madhav,
Anurag Naidu, I want you to come in and counter what Aslam Pasha is saying. He is, of course, not answering the questions of these brutal massacres, which I just referred to, at least two of them. There are several others that I have over here in front of me. But at least, completely in denial of these massacres and at the same time saying that, look at his good governance track record. Can the two be separated?
I think, I think Madhav, Mr. Aslam Pasha is speaking more from a JDS standpoint today, and that's what is reflecting. And going by the words of Mr. Aslam Pasha, I think Tipu Sultan should be given some award which is above Bharat Ratna. And if we seriously feel that everything that we see in Karnataka is because of Tipu Sultan, I think then they should crowdfund and erect even a bigger statue than any other statue in Karnataka, and let the people of Karnataka decide what argument they do want to buy in. Entire length and breadth of Karnataka, you go to any district, any place, people will tell you the persecution done by Tipu Sultan on the Hindus and the temples that were plundered and brought down across Karnataka and some stretches of Kerala as well. So it is, I mean, even a kid will tell you that. But if you're for a political gain, you want to pitch in a narrative and try to, bring somebody or glorify somebody without any substance and, covering all the brutality that was done, and we've seen hundreds. You're talking about one temple or two temples, sir. We're talking about thousands of temples which were brought down, which were looted. And what about, because temples are essentially a structure of socio-economic, area of influence for every area, and they have a big history. So attack on the temple is attack on the social fabric of the Hindus or the community that live there. So the impact that Tipu Sultan created by his actions were larger than what we are talking today, and nothing can take that away. If he wants to have bring in a support politically for his party or for an appeasement of one community, he's
Right.
welcome to do that. It's for the people of Karnataka to whether buy it or not, and all these years we have seen nobody has bought into this argument.
Okay, let me bring in Tehseen on that point. Tehseen, you can't take away from the actions of an individual. Yes, it may have been 300 years ago, but the fact is that this is a very, very mixed legacy that this individual has. While there may be things that he has done in administration which are laudable, the fact is that his brutality and those acts of violence are also very well documented, and one cannot take away from that.
May I please bring some balance into the debate? If we put 21st century constitutional morality on somebody who has lived in 17th century, or for that matter, Emperor Akbar, who lived way before, and also Emperor Akbar killed his brothers. We know that in the war of Kalinga, so many people were dead. Then nobody will be great. I'm not defending Tipu. I'm not against Tipu. I'm saying we can't put in today's constitutional democratic morality on that path. Now, having said that, is Tipu Sultan an issue for people of Karnataka, Muslims of Karnataka in particular? No. And I think, being a Congress supporter, it's stupid that the Congress is bringing it up. Why would you want to play on the BJP's political pitch? The BJP is a 40% Sarkar commission. Their government is going to go, why are you getting into a debate? Tipu's good, bad, ugly, great. BJP is losing the election. Can we stop getting out of this debate? Muslims in India, in Karnataka, do not care about these issues. They want education, jobs. My advice to the Congress is please focus on that. Do not fall into the muck of the BJP, because in the muck only the lotus will bloom.
All right, please respond to that. Captain Ganesh Karnik, I think there is a point over there, Tehseen, although there is an issue, Tehseen, in that Mr. Aslam Pasha is not even accepting that. He's not even talking about constitutional morality or the wrongs of Tipu Sultan, and that's where there is a bit of a problem. But Captain Karnik, it's wrong to equate what happened 300 years ago and apply constitutional morality standards to what was very clearly a monarchy at that time.
I totally disagree with what Mr. Tehseen says. He's trying to shift the goalpost now. See, all those people who were killed, who were converted, did not happen during war. He went on a mission converting the people. He went on a mission killing people. He went on a mission destroying temples. If something happens during war, I agree. But this chap had one mission.
Sir, didn't Emperor Ashoka do it?
He converted areas in Mysuru and called them by Muslim names. Even today it is a testimony for that. Nazrabad and all kinds of baths. We are not talking about it. You are trying to glorify a tyrant. You are trying to glorify a murderer. You are trying to glorify a king who was basically aiming at conversions.
All right, quick response. Quick response. We almost have time. Quick response, Tehseen.
All kings have done it. Now you can sit here in the 21st century and we can say this one was good or bad, or we can see how in the next 50 years we can make our people progress. My advice strongly to the Congress is get out of this. Don't fight on the BJP's pitch. You will not win on this. The BJP government is going in Karnataka. They're a 40% bribery government. Throw them out. That's what the people of Karnataka deserve.
Okay. You tell whether Tipu Sultan was a bad king or a good king. Be on record at least.
Okay, let me bring in Anurag.
I think the present government needs to go. It's a bad government. The present government.
He's talking about politics.
All right. Let me bring in Anurag on that point. Anurag, very important point that Tehseen is making. He's saying that perhaps at some level there is a realization that this is not the battle which they should be fighting when it comes to the BJP. But the larger question that he made was of constitutional morality. Can we apply standards of today to what was happening 300 years ago?
I mean, basic standards, Madhav, will not change. Basic standards of humanity, basic standards of violence, basic standards of persecution, they would not change. I mean, I don't want to play, a balance, or I would not like to compare things like apples and oranges, but humanity is humanity. A murder is a murder. A life taken is a life taken. An institution like temples being attacked, a society is being attacked. Nobody can, it's black and white. And that's some BJP spokesperson said very fine. I mean, let's pick the sides. I mean, do you feel Tipu was good or Tipu was not good? I don't want to say it's bad and there's a limit to badness or there's a limit to his activities, but let's take some sides and let's not kind of try to dilute the issue. If you're talking Tipu, let's stick to this. And Congress, and somebody said, Congress should not pick this up and it's a 40% thing, but the whole battery of leaders, starting from Siddaramaiah to all the ex-union ministers from Karnataka, they've all taken a stand. And I think the battle lines are very clear.
Completely out of time. Captain Karnik, Anurag Naidu, Aslam Pasha, Tehseen Punawala, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on this second debate on the News Hour.